Hi, I'm Tom Zappala from the Great American Collectible Show, and this is another GACS moment. I was talking a couple of weeks ago, good friend of the show, very dear friend of mine, Joe Thomasula from Memory Lane Auctions. Now, Joe is one of the foremost vintage experts in the country, hands down. Quite frankly, there's nothing he doesn't know about vintage cards. So we were talking, and I said, Joe, I'd like to recommend four cards that we both agree on that are good investments for the future, vintage cards that are not going to break the bank. So here you and I kind of tossed some cards back and forth, and here's the four that we came up with. First one is the 1966 Mickey Mantle, the white back as opposed to the gray back. Quite frankly, it's a great card. It's an easy card to find. It's a beautiful card. A PSA 4.5 you can pick up for about 2,500, 2,700 bucks. The jump from a 4.5 to a 5 goes up about 1,500 or maybe even $2,000. This is a card that again is still relatively inexpensive, and here's our rule of this. At least this has been my rule of thumb. When you look at the jump, where the big jump is for a particular card, what I used to do with my T206s is buy them one grade prior to that. So in other words, for this card, I wouldn't buy a 4.5. I'd buy a 4 or a 3.5 because the jump isn't that big. But if you hold on to the card long term, it's a good investment. The second card is the 1950 Bowman Jackie Robinson, a beautiful card. PSA 2 goes for about 1,800 bucks. The jump from a 2 to a 3 goes to about 3,500. So a card like that, maybe consider investing in a 2, 2.5, if you can afford it, and just hold on to the card. That's the key because it's a great addition to any portfolio. The third card is a card that I particularly like. It's the 1971 Topps Thurman Munson All-Star Rookie card. This is not his rookie card, but it's a beautiful card. This is a card that I think is going to have some legs and really grow as time goes on. Especially if he gets into the Hall of Fame, which I think eventually he will. PSA 7 you can pick up for $600 or $700 right now. But listen to this one. In some cases, the jump from a 7 to an 8 has gone up considerably, a couple of $1,000s. So consider buying this card at a relatively low grade, 4, 5, and 6. Pay 400 for it, 300 for it, and hold on to it. Again, I think, and as does Joe, this will be a good investment. The last card, he and I kind of disagreed on. I wanted another card, which I'll mention at the end. The 1933 Gaudi Jimmy Fox, either number 29 or 154. 29 is a bit harder to find, but it's still a great card. A 3.5, PSA 3.5 goes for about 700 bucks. The jump to a 4 is about 1,500. This is a great card to consider buying, a 3, 2.5. If you can afford it, if you can afford a higher grade, go for it. Because I think this card is definitely going to escalate as time goes on. It's one of the few Gaudis that I think are really is a good buy. I was interested in the 1933 Gaudi Al Simmons. I think that's a good card to hold on to too. Joe was a little skeptical about that card, so you make your own choice and own decision. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday night with the Great American Collectible Show on the Great American Collectible Show Facebook page, Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page, the Tom Zappala Facebook page, and we're going to be on some other platforms as time goes on. Also, obviously, we're on radio up here in the Boston area, WCAP 980. You can find us on, YouTube, Spotify, all that other stuff. Myself and my good friends, Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petrocelli and sports personality John Mallory, we look forward to seeing you guys. And with that being said, happy collecting.